going on, everybody? What's going on? I'm going to talk to you guys today on Sunday, May 31st. Uh, yeah, it's different. Whoever's joining in, join in. I'm waiting for to get some of you guys in the chat. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to answer a lot of questions in there and everything like that. But once whoever's joining, I wanted to say I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. I hope you guys are safe. Hope your families are safe. I hope whatever you're going through in your life, you will overcome it. It is crazy in this world right now, and we're all affected, and we all are into this together. It's crazy. But I want to get a little bit of more you guys in this chat before I start asking answering a lot of questions. I'm making this live stream today to just mainly talk with you guys. I like to talk. You guys know I love to talk, and I think today's a perfect day for me to just to talk with you guys, and maybe you can guys get to know the real Boost in Motion, know more a little bit more about me, because I'm just a random dude that you know from YouTube, but I feel as if y'all don't know a lot more about me than just the guy from YouTube. So I just hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. I have to say it again for all you guys that are watching. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Hope your family is safe. Hope your friends are safe. I hope whatever you're going through, you will overcome it. I'm not trying to be religious or anything here too, but I would say get those likes up too, but I don't even care. I just want to talk with you guys. So for whoever's in the chat right now, you know what's going on in the world, and it was kind of hard for me to not speak on this because I'm black. You guys can see that I'm black. Hey, but it was very hard for me to see if I should speak about it, because in the car automotive world, we literally, when you're in the car world, you meet everybody of every race, guy, girl, black, white, orange. It doesn't matter. And I never really cared about someone's race in the car world because I don't care about it. You know, I don't care about when it race when it comes to car shit, because we all have the same love, the same passion. We all, some guys love to have races. I'm talking about race car driving, and then some people like to talk about installing parts on cars. Some guys just like to just talk car shit, and that's what I love the most about the car community. We can all just come somewhere and just have fun. But this main video is just me honestly telling you guys that this past week has affected me on a real emotional level. I'm not coming here to complain or vent or scream and anything like that. No, on some real heart to heart. I'm doing heart to heart with you guys. It has affected me. You know, I don't hate cops. I'm not that type of person. I don't hate somebody because they're white, they're blue, they're Jewish, they're Christian, they're Muslim. I don't care about what you are. I judge you by who you are as a person, and that is it. I'm not gonna just put down one whole race just because of one or two people that fucked up. All right, but I gotta be honest with you guys. I am emotionally drained. Me as a black person, I've definitely been through a lot of shit. A lot of shit. I'm black in Brooklyn, New York. So some of you guys probably watch videos. Brooklyn was crazy back in the day. It was really crazy. And being a black boy, growing up in Brooklyn was very hard for me. Very hard. But I have much love for you guys. And growing up, I always wanted to help people. I used to do relationship counseling. I still do relationship counseling. I still pretty much became a life coach to some people before YouTube. And I helped a lot of people on an emotional level, on a financial level. This is some of the other interests that I pretty much taught myself how to do in the last, I would say, 15 years. Some of you guys even know I know how to cut my own hair. You know, like, I've taught myself how to do a lot of things in the last 10 to 15 years. And that's why I decided to make a YouTube, so you guys could have the confidence in taking on a specific task or doing some things that you never thought that you can do, even if it's just in the idea, the niche market of doing car shit, you know? So that's why I like made this YouTube, and that's why also, like, it's like, how do that's how I know maybe I'm venting it with you guys. Bear with me, guys. All right. So, on an emotional level, this past week has been very hard on my soul. It has been very hard on my soul because um, it's people are listening to us now. People are actually listening. You know, I was never the type of person to scream and yell on social media, but people are actually listening to us. When I see cops, people of different races actually support, like even in my own neighborhood, people seem like they care. They actually care. And it just feels so good and it's heartwarming that you guys actually care because I believe in the idea that you got to put out a lot. You got to give. You got to give to people. And somehow, some way, through karma and whatever it is, you know, whatever you want, you got to manifest with the things you want to do in your life. And it just feels really good that, you know, at some point, there's so much good people out there. You guys can understand. Like, I really love you guys. Like, even doing this YouTube thing is just so deep to me. Um, and yo, I just got so much love. I just want to I just want to say thank you for whoever's watching. Just thank you, man, because I needed to come here and just let you guys know. I just wanted to say thank you so much. Like, I'm not no big YouTuber. I'm not no special person. I've met a few people the last 2 weeks from my neighborhood and from New York City, and they just had so much love. And I'm just like, I'm just some regular dude, and it just felt good knowing that there's people out there, no matter their color, like they just generally honestly care about you, care about your well-being, and hey, we all share one love. But anyways, let me just try to get off of this right now. I just wanted to let that out, you know, that I just love and care about you guys, and whoever you have close to you, just hug them tighter at night, and yo, just help paying forward something, man, something, do something good today, you know. Anyways, whew, all right. I just wanted to just talk with you guys. All right, so let me go back to the comments. Let me just go back to the comments, and I'm gonna just start. Top chat. All right, let me see. Oh, all right, what's going on, all things? G, what up? What's going on, Infinity Boost? You're in New York, right? How are you protecting your car with all the craziness? Infinity Boost. My car is street parked. No one's over here breaking into cars and burning up cars. That's not what's going on. Media is doing too much saying that the protesters are damaging and destroying the streets. No, that is not what's going on in New York City. Period. Period. I see it. I even walked in some of the protests. So I've seen it. They're not doing that. Okay? Yes, there are going to be one or two people out of the crowd that are terrible people. But majority of people here that are protesting are all mixed races, are all different colors, different heights, and they all want to just push positivity. A lot of these officers are great, amazing people. They're great, amazing people, and they're all people of different color. So in New York City, whatever they're trying to draw in media, that's not what's going on over here. Yes, there may be one or two people throwing Molotov cocktails at police vehicles, which doesn't make sense to me because that shit is dangerous. But don't pay attention to media. Pay attention to people like that are social media influencers and people who live in that neighborhood. Pay attention to people's lives, like Facebook lives and stuff. It is not as crazy as they make it sound. People are not like trying to kill people and break into people's houses, man. Anyways, what's going on, Curry, man? What's going on, man? Joseph, what's up? I met a guy down San Diego who's making good money, who had a M3 and was worried because he's not making money and worried about trading it back, and he just bought it. That sucks, Joseph. He's gonna have to sell the car, but even trying to sell a car right now is gonna be one of the hardest things to do, to sell a car in this day and age. Right now, you already know that Hertz has clean bankruptcy, right? And they're gonna flood the market with cars from the last that were made in the last 3 to 4 years. So a lot of car prices are probably gonna go down. It's probably gonna be a collapse in its own bubble of the used car market. That's going to happen. And even trying to sell a car on the street nowadays, no one has money. I would rather pay for my rent or pay for food than to buy another car, unless you really got it like that. Um, no man. Boost, what up? What up, Brian? All right, I treat all people equally. If you are a mean guy, then of course I don't like it. It's the truth, man. If listen, I give respect first all the time. I give people respect until you prove me otherwise. I'm gonna continue to give you respect as a person. That's it. Once I find out that you're a shitty fucking person, you can go fuck yourself if you're a shitty person. Period. Sorry if you guys are playing me on a speaker or anything. You have kids around. I'm sorry. It's just this is the world we live in. I used to work military police. Yes, so you know what I'm talking about. I don't ever work military police, whatever, but I have a good amount of friends that are police officers and or military. Um, okay, go on, man. CSW, what's going on, man? And that person who did the use the wrong tactics never kneeled on the next supposed. Yeah, man. What's going on, James? What up, man? Oh, what's going on, Dime? How are you? Give me a second, guys. I'm just giving the shout outs right now. I appreciate your channel. You remind me of myself, always wanting to help my fellow brother and sister. It's more okay, damn man. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Got my JB4. What's going on, James? You got your JB4, man? That's what's up. Fuel wires. I don't know about the fuel wires thing, man, but it's good for racing. By the way, I'm in DC area and the protests have gotten wild here. It's crazy that they're protesting everywhere, man. Momo, what's up, man? I'm trying to buy a 2009 G35 or G37. What's the reasonable price? Well, Momo, I'm going through the same issue right now. Um, I'm trying to get a coupe, 2008 to 2010 coupe, and the prices on the used car market is still too high. I'm seeing between 6,000 for automatic Journey to about 12,000 for a convertible manual or a sport manual, and that's still expensive. If you can hold out, I would say is wait a little longer. Wait till the mark. Give it at least the next until August if you can. If you know you can go at least until August before you buy a car, unless a good deal comes up, give it some time because even with me, I'm still looking at cars right now until this day. And the prices are too high, but I'm waiting to see if the car market is going to be affected in the next 2 months. A lot of people are going to come off the $600 federal um, check that they get weekly pay, unemployment benefits, and a lot of people are going to start going back into the job market. So usually, some people may not end up going back to work. Unfortunately, these people that may not be end up going back to work may have to sell their stuff. So if you're selling car parts and in your car, you might find a good deal. It sucks that, it's like the stock market. When someone's selling, someone's buying, When someone's losing money, someone's gaining money. So I would just say hold off on that because I'm holding off unless you find a good deal. So I would say if you can find a 2008 to 2010 G37 coupe for like 5 to 7 grand on the used car market, private sale, jump on it if it has good miles. If it's a dealership, it should be between like 6,500 and I would say 9. This is just me throwing numbers out there, just based on what I've been looking up and from what I can see. If it's a sedan, I've noticed that the G37 and G35 sedans go for a lot cheaper. You can find a automatic G35X, like a 2007, 2008, for like 4 grand. So if you find that too, jump on it. Give me a second, guys. There's so much to talk about. I wanted to talk about the new Z that dropped, the new TLX, but yo, what's going on in the world? It's just like I have that weight on my chest, and it's just hard for me not to address what's going on in the world and just walk right over it. Me being black guy from YouTube, it's just like it affects me, and I know you guys watch me, so it's like you guys want to you guys genuinely want to know how I'm doing, and my heart is heavy right now. It's really heavy, but I gotta push on. Sedan, okay. What's good, Khalid? What up? What up, Boost? How you been, man? Yeah, if Silverlight, if you're here, yeah, it's a lot. Street racing like I am, or staying inside? I'm confused, man. Street racing like I am, or staying inside. What up, Boost? What up? Got a question. I'm looking to get a BQ Q50. Would you buy the first year? I would actually get a 2015. For some strange reason, the 2015 had less issues with the ABS sensor than the 2014. The 2014 always had like this ABS sensor that keeps going out, and it had when they first had the intelligent cruise control in the first year, they ran into some issues with the intelligent cruise control in the 2014 model for some reason. So I would aim for the 2015. It seemed like that one doesn't have as many bugs as I would say. I have a car right now, Infiniti is my next. Alright, unless you buy one, needs a motor. At Motor 604, always good deal when it's not running. I found a few G37s that have bad motors, but the people still want $4,000 for it. The motor's gonna cost at least $1,500. It's gonna cost at least $1,000 to swap in. I still don't think it's a good deal. You just gave me a car with a transmission and saying, all right, I want $4,000 for it. No, 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 no. But that's just my opinion. Looking to buy a 2019 QX50. What brand should I look at for aftermarket exhaust? You said QX50, Joseph. Isn't that the new variable compression ratio motor? And I wouldn't even know where to look for exhaust for that car. Why would you modify that car? I don't even think they even have a JB4 tune for that. That's a different, completely new motor. Um, so Valana, oh, in all honesty, it doesn't matter as long as they basically the same car, same stuff, same different. Yeah. I've had a '08 G37, had to trade it in, and after 60K they get electrical issues. ABS warranty was up. Salute. I've been looking at Q50S, and you've been great resource. An info platform. I like the collabs you did with enthusiasts and the travel videos as well. Thank you so much, at Seb. I appreciate that. Hey, Boost. When do you think the next gen Q50 is gonna come out? Honestly, at Victor, I don't even know anymore. Um, in my assumption, this is just me assuming, maybe 2022 to 2023. I would assume, um, unless Infinity tanks and they have to get rid of the brand. I don't think they'll try to get rid of the brand though. They'll probably just restructure it, have less dealerships, and just put a lot of money into marketing. But with the new TLX that's coming out, the Q50 is gonna have a problem in the sense that Honda people are gonna be like, "Yo, that TLX though." People came from Honda to Q50 because of the Q50 and the Q60. Now Acura's gonna have their own 400 horsepower single turbo V6. I think all-wheel drive. I might as well stay with your brand. So they're gonna have a problem with that. The new Z. Oh wait, I think I missed something. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. I gotta back it up. Okay, I think it's time to buy new, not used. What do you think is better? Wait. Yeah, was it better to buy new or used? Joseph, that's a good question. In my honest opinion, because I try my best to look up a lot of things, I'm like a nerd for that stuff. From what all like the dealership YouTubers are saying, and people that's in the auto, 1 second, guys, and that's in the automotive world, they're stating that because at least this year of cars that's been on sitting on a lot, dealers are losing money by having their cars sit there. Like every day it goes by, they're actually losing more from the car's value just by sitting there. So they'll end up selling the car on a market or auction. But all the auctions are packed now. The market is packed now. So we're probably going to see heavy discounts. But even when you buy new, even if you get a good deal, remember you're going to be punched right in the gut for depreciation. So I would always recommend, in my own personal experience of buying, what was it, about 7, 8 cars already in my life, and the mistakes I have done, try to purchase a car that has got hit with most of its depreciation. So for instance, you guys want to get a Q50, right? I would recommend, but you want the twin turbo motor. I would recommend purchasing a 2016, 2017 because that's the first year, second year of the VR30 motor. But also, it already got hit 1, 2 with appreciation. So when you go to the market now, you see a 2016 for with 30,000, 40,000 miles for 21,000. Or you can go, but let's say if you wanted to get a brand new 2020 Q50, right? The same, let's say a Luxe or whatever the case may, or premium, that car is going to be at least $43,000. A year later, that car is going to be worth 31. It's a big difference. And remember, it's the same car. Nothing really changed. So try to purchase cars that at least got hit with most of its depreciation in the first 2 to 3 years of its cycle. That's my recommendation. It's a good question though. The 2021 MDX 3.0T. I don't know about MDX. That TLX is gonna be something serious. I'm waiting more specs on it. Me too. The TLX seemed like it's gonna be a good performer, but as a Nissan Infiniti enthusiast, I gotta say, I was talking to my friend Winter. He might be in the chat. That TLX looks dead on arrival, and I'm gonna tell you why. I might make a video about it because it doesn't look that much more different than the TLX that's out. Hear me out. The Q50, the 2014 and 2015 Q50 came out, right? They changed the motor, but the car still looked the same. In 2018, they changed the front bumpers and gave it a slightly different look, like a facelift. But the car's still the same car. The old TLX, the current gen TLX, and that TLX look damn the same to me. So Yes, the car looks good. It's a good looking car, but it's dead on arrival because it's not revolutionary. It's not like they changed up everything and just like, wow, that car is amazing looking. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Joseph, need appreciation. Yep. Silverline. When you added your heat exchanger, you said some guy told you to bleed it from the coolant hose on the top of the motor going. Is there a video on it? Yes, at KJ, if you're still in the chat. He's also a Q50 owner. He has a YouTube. It's called Kadro Technologies. KADRO and Technologies. Kadro Technologies. He actually ran 2 OEM heat exchangers in circuit, and then he bled the system out that way. So I did that, but I didn't have to do too much. Like I just revved it up to get the pumps flowing and everything like that. And I took the hose and I poured it. I should have did it on video, but I poured some more coolant in it just to make sure that it was no real bubbles or anything in the system. Um, do, 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 do. Current events are much bigger than cars. Still, I'm happy to see you doing it. Appreciate that, Seb. 08G37S, had more problems on any car I've ever owned. Really? I mean, at Monty, from what I know, other than the galley gasket issue and maybe ABS, what problems actually did you run into? I would actually really want to know, 604, Monty 604, because it's good. People on the chat, and sometimes people might want to purchase that car, including myself. What problems did you precisely actually ran into? Because I'm looking to get this car, so it's hard to find a 2014 Q50. I find 2015s a lot more. Okay, if the new Z has the VR30, which most likely have, yeah, you're right. You think problems it has been ironed out? Alfredo, to be honest, unless they change the technology, um, what are the actual issues with the VR30? From what I know, injector issue, right? There's an injector issue, but it's not a big, huge injector issue. But there's an injector issue when we're talking about tuning it. Um, that will probably still be there. The belt slip issue, I doubt they're going to change the tensioner. They still use the same automatic tensioner that puts too much pressure on that belt. And my belt is squeaking right now. So I have to change my belt probably within the next week or two. I'm going to just change it, order the parts. Um, Turbos, higher mileage, but all turbos on every market after a certain amount of tens of thousands of miles will go, especially if you're going to modify the car. So I don't know. I would think if they've developed the 9-speed that they developed for the Titan, right? If they put that 9-speed automatic in the Z car, we don't know once we tune it how much amount of torque that 9-speed can handle. So the 9-speed might be good enough for whatever stock power it is, but we don't know if it might be able to handle 6 close to 600 pounds of torque. We don't know that. We know the 7-speed actually could take it, but we don't know what the 9-speed is if they're gonna put that in there. So I don't know. My GSL Q63, perfect, no problems. The G's up. Everybody hit that like button. Appreciate it, man. Everybody hit that like button if you in the chat, man. Do you think Nissan would reduce NVH, such as adding more sound deadening to the Z, or keep it raw like the 370Z? That's a good question. I don't see why, if they don't put a lot of sound deadening, it's because it's still cost cutting. Nissan's gonna probably cost cut a lot in the next 2 to 3 years because they're losing money from the market, and they have to restructure their company too, and they're losing money. Everyone's losing money right now, so I don't see. They'll probably won't have much sound deadening in it because they don't want to make it a luxury car. They'll probably, that's why the Q60 the way it is. They're probably building on the same platform as the Q60, just have the Z car sitting on it, and they'll just take out some of the sound editing. But I'm wondering if they're gonna really make it like with, of course, just a full roadster. How they gonna design it that way? So maybe they will have a new chassis, but this is my opinion. Do you think? Okay. Quick question: to run E85 in the VQ 3.7, do you need a high pressure fuel pump? Yes. Upgrade your No, not a high pressure fuel pump. You upgrade the in tank pressure fuel pump. You could use like a 450 LPH or 485. That's how you're gonna be able to run it. So you have to upgrade the fuel pump that's in the tank. Um, Let me say wait. And how do I fix moisture issues with the 85? You have to run it. You have to run the tank empty. When you run on E85, you're supposed to drive that car until it's damn near like on E. Reason being is if you're not doing that, more and more the moisture and the water is going to build up in the tank itself, and it's going to dilute and throw off their ratings from what I've learned. So yeah, you got to drive that thing to empty. What's going on, everybody that's joining the chat, man? What's going on? LQ60, good. All right, cool. Silver, all right, cool. Kept frying. Cam position sensors. Um, I've had a cam position problem on my 35 HR. But usually what would happen is I would gain like a little bit of sludge in the phaser or the cam phaser or whatever, and I would just spray like carb cleaner or whatever, and then it'll read good for like the next few thousand miles, and then I'll run into more issues. But that's weird though. Maybe it was just the because you had an '08, so maybe it was the first year. So maybe that's the gremlin. I don't know. Well, damn, man, that sucks. Maybe I should get a '09. Maybe I'll look into. Wait, is it '09? Can't even remember. Okay, let me see. Boost, what's your favorite least favorite Q from the QX? Q or QX? Well, QX is more of a truck. I forgot what QX I don't like. Is it the QX 70? It basically looks like a Pathfinder. It's pretty much the Pathfinder, just the Infinity version. I don't really like how that car looks. That's just my opinion. 1 second. Boost, you look tired, bro. Get some sleep. God bless. Yo, at Victor, on some real, just to jump back. First thing, shout out to anybody that's on the chat. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me on Sunday at 3:25 Eastern Time. Yeah, I am tired. And I'm not going to say what everyone's saying on social media. I'm tired of what's going on in the streets. No, I'm tired. Like, I'm literally tired, you know. As I started off this video at the start, I said, yo, I'm just some random black dude that guys know from YouTube. But I wanted to make this live to just let you guys know that I'm just some dude from Brooklyn. And I made this YouTube just to share information and to give you guys and teach you guys how to like just be more hands-on with your car and just give you guys information on how you can learn about car stuff. I realize when it comes to automotive YouTubers, right? This is just my opinion, everyone that's watching. You have guys who make content, like race content. You know, they're drag racing, they're roll racing. That's nice. We like that. We want to see our cars race other cars. You also have other YouTubers that can tell you a story and make their content like a story, which is good. They're really good producers. But then you have YouTubers that are hands-on and that could teach you things. So like for me, I don't like vehicle virgins. I used to like him when he first started Vehicle Virgins. I used to like it because it was like, okay, this is cool. But as I'm got more into watching his videos, I'm like, yo, he doesn't really get down and dirty. I can't familiarize myself with his content because he's not involved. And I just realized that some YouTubers are just there for content. They make videos because you like their personality or you like how they make videos just look nice and neat and had a story behind it. My channel is about getting down in your hands, doing some of these modifications if you can, or teaching you guys on what problems or what issues I'm going through and solving it. You know, so it's like its own, I would say, library. I'm leaving pretty much breadcrumbs of my process. You know, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Outside this car life, I'm tired, man. I'm just some regular dude, man. Just some regular dude. And I'm just trying to get past this, man. We all got to get past this. We all love each other. And I just try to teach positivity. Oh, before this YouTube thing, I taught people, I was life coaching people on financials, relationships, dealing with like, you know, once again, I'm just some random dude who grew up with his father, without a father in my life, and trying to figure out a way to become a man on his own. And you don't have much mentors and everything around you, so you have to become your own man. And I know you guys could connect with that because some of you guys may not have had a father, or if your father was there, he might have been absent. Or for the lucky ones who actually had their father there, yo, just hug them a little tighter at night because there's not a lot of good men out here that's gonna really sit there and really try to hold down the family, if you know what I mean, you know, and be that icon, that pinnacle, that monument of the family. So, you know, that's it. But let me just keep going with the car things. And a lots of little issues when a window, yeah, battery would die all the time. That means that parasitic brain, bro. How many miles do you think is too much for a used BQ Q50? None. Just make sure you get it for a good price. The 3.7 in the Q50 is the latest and greatest VQ made. that car, as long as it's not driven low on oil, is good. So you can get. Listen, my old Maxima, the DEVQ, DEVQ, that most of them were between. My highest was like it hit close to 300,000 miles on my DEVQ. 300,000 on the original motor, and that was when you still had galley gasket issues. So you can get a high amount of miles on a Q50 3.7, bro. Don't worry about it. Just try to don't let them price you too high though. I don't think you should be paying any more than 20 grand for a 2014 to 2015 Q50 3.7. No more than 20 grand. And even then, 20 grand is too much. All right. Bear with me, guys. I was running a little early and letting you guys know I feel, so I did back up a little bit on the question. So bear with me. The 9 proud by the company. Yeah. Keijo told me what brand it is. It's the same brand they already. It's whoever made the 7-speed made the 9 too. Do you think they'll put? No, absolutely not. Everyone is cut us. Yeah. OA G37 125,000 miles, no problem yet. I had it for 1 year. Major timing changes. Yo, we don't have to change anything yet, unless something happens. Just check your oil pressure, and then you'll know if your galley gas is giving you problems. Would you trust a stock VR30 motor to go 100,000 miles? Yes, I would trust it going to 100,000 miles if it's well maintained. Can't find an example of a high mileage car without issues, at least in the Q50, because most people that's in the Q50 Q60 community, remember, this is still kind of a newer car, so not a lot of people are, you know, they just, when they do their 30 or 40,000 miles, they give the car back. A lot of people that's coming to the community now are buying it second hand, so now they're the ones that's like, is the car questionable? How much boost can I take? Like, people ask me, yo, can I do full bolt-ons in 2.5, like 45,000 miles? I'm like, yeah, just do it. I mean, if you don't do it, we won't know. Sorry, you have to be the guinea pig. But even thinking about, let's say, the 335i, the N54 and the N55, those miles been out for almost as long as the G37, 2008, 2009. People are still tuning those cars right now with 150,000 miles. So somebody has to be the guinea pig. But I can see the VR30s going up to 100,000, 100K. I don't see the turbos going to 100K. I just don't. Especially that they revised their turbos in 2018, 2019. The Infiniti revised the stock turbos. So whatever issue that they found before in the 2016 to 2018s, they have revised turbos for the 2018, 2019 miles and up. All right. Is the belt a recurrent issue on the VR30? I had to replace it once and no. Yeah. At Alfredo, yes, it is. At least with me. And from the people that's around me, from what it seems like, everyone's watching who has a VR30. It's pretty much an accessory belt. That's it, with the water pump and everything like that. And it's easy to change, about 15-minute job. But what happens is the automatic tensioner, from what this is my experience, the automatic tensioner pushes pressure on the belt. Now, remember, this belt continues to get rotated. But the amount of pressure that's on this freaking belt is extremely hard. Extremely hard. So with engine heat, continue to be, it's rubber, remember, it's continue to be rotated. Excessive starts, after certain thousands of miles, the belt literally dries up and gets hot and deteriorates. So if you're getting a squeaky noise, usually right around 2,000 to 4,000 RPM, it'll sound, you're like, what's this sound? You think it's a like a blow-off whistle noise, or you think the turbos are going bad. No, usually it's the belt. So what I would recommend is turn the car on, let it run if you're getting the sound from the belt. You can either use spray mist of a water bottle or a little cup of water and pour it on, when the car's running, pour it on the belt. What's going to probably happen is the squeaking is going to go away. You're going to rev the car a little bit or have someone rev the car, and the squeaking is going to go away because the water will mitigate the noise. That's it, and that's how you know it's a belt issue. Just change it. It's about $50, $60 to change it, and you change it on your own and you call it a day. For you guys that's on the warranty, you don't have to worry about it. But for the people who get in this car secondhand, I believe that this belt should probably be changed every 10,000 miles, depending on how much heat you go through. I say heat as in where you live. So if you live in a really hot, dry place, it might go a lot quicker than if you live in a cold place. That's just my opinion, though. Silver, what up? I wouldn't do it being distracted. Okay, so okay, he's answering him. Okay, cool. Turbo cars won't make it to 100K. Come on, man. Come on, Ramos. How turbo cars can't? Plenty of turbo cars made it to 100K when it's got the engine block. I don't believe the turbos on most cars right now on the market, not only Infiniti, can't their turbos can last over 100,000 miles. It's not like back in the day with Volvos and these different. They put way more money into turbos back in the day than now. These turbos now are like they cost cutting ridiculous. They rather get like they'll have like two gaskets to pick. One gasket will cost them 5 more cents to have it on a turbo seal, but they say, you know what, let's go for the one that's 5 cents cheaper, and that's what gives us less longevity of these turbos, literally. 1 second, guys. Wow, I feel like I missed a lot of questions. Though not as reliable. Okay. Dennis says 2017 3.0T Deluxe, 29,000 miles boost. Use your videos for JB4 catch cam blow off. Thanks for your help. Got one of the t-shirts. Appreciate that, Dennis. Thank you, man. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for commenting. At going, you put period. Did I miss a question from you going? Let me go back. I don't see if I did. You just put period. But thank you for commenting, going. All right, so thank you for getting the shirt. But if you guys want to know, also with the t-shirts and merch, I'm gonna probably make some new designs in the next few weeks. Also, I changed the pricing ridiculously. Teespring, they have you pick from different quality of shirts. So they'll have like 5 shirts up, right? And they'll have one shirt that's like a little cheap, it's cheaper, and they'll have the more quality brand shirts. So I wanted to give you guys the best quality because I don't want you guys to wear my shirt and be like, oh, this is trash. But this is boost on the budget, boost on the budget and budget in motion, as people would say. So I went with the more cheaper, more affordable brand. So if you guys want to order T-shirts, sweaters, well, probably not sweaters right now. It's hot outside. So T-shirts and a few other shirts on them. It's a lot cheaper. They're like $20 now, or $17 for a T-shirt now. It can't go any cheaper than that. Let me get back to the question. Bear with me, guys. Everyone who's jumping in, I want to say thank you for hanging out with me in the chat today. Mod to Fame is lit. Yeah, definitely. Can I install 3-inch AMS full downpipe on an OEM exhaust? Why not? You can. At was it Ahmad? Yes, you can. You can get 3-inch full downpipes on your stock as well if you want to. I don't know why you would, but you can. I don't see a problem. It'll bolt right up. It's just that you'll have the 3-inch hole here, and then you'll have a smaller. So what was it, 1.2-inch hole or 2 1/4? So it's still bolt right up, but just know that it just won't look right. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. Would you own a car with a CVT? I dislike the CVT because it removes the fun of driving. Would I take my hard-earned money and say, hey, auto manufacturer, I want your CVT car right here. Here's take all my money. No, I'm not. I'm not using my hard-earned money to buy any car with a CVT. I'm sorry. I'm not even leasing one. No. I still love the traditional automatics, and I still love manual cars. That's it. I'm not doing CVT. I'm not wasting my money on that. But some people like certain cars that come with it. So, but it ain't my money. Better to boost your VQ 3.7 at Nismo. To be honest with you, sooner it's getting more affordable to boost the 3.7. It is. But understand that you're comparing a VR30, which is already came with boost, which is a lot easier to deal with because a lot of the problems you're running into when it comes to boosting the car, such as heat and cooling and stuff like that, they took care of that for you. Bear with me. So when you guys want to make sure the phone's not dying. When you guys want to boost your 3.7, understand that if you have an automatic transmission, depending how much torque you're gonna have, you're probably gonna have to either build a transmission or go with a motor swap. I mean, a transmission swap to a manual, because depending on how much torque you're gonna go through, the transmission usually goes after that. It still handles a lot of torque, about 400, 450, but after a while, the clutch packs is just gonna go out. Also, when you want to boost 3.7, also you're gonna have to look into see if you want to what kind of kit do you want. Do you want single turbo, twin turbo, rear mounted turbo? Are you gonna have it air to air, or you're gonna have it air to water? There's so much options and the complexity of it. So that's why in my own case, it was just easier just to get the VR30 because it came that way. Now, when I get the 337, and then hopefully if I do, in God's grace, I would like to boost that car. But I know there is going to be limitations, and that's why I'm aiming more to get a manual G37 because I know down the line it can handle the power a lot better. Or, as some people are doing now, they're swapping the VR30 automatic. I think it's pretty much a VR30 motors or transmission swap because it handles more torque on a lot of G37s and or Q50s. That's like the new thing on the block in the community. But and also money wise too, boosting the 3.7. Um, if you can do it affordable, if you just pick some of the most important things like the turbo, the blow off valve, the wastegate system, um, and you can nickel and dime on a few things there. It's the most expensive thing to me really, other than the turbo, is gonna be how much you spend on labor, the welder, because you're gonna need a good welder to weld it right and make sure that it's airtight, if you know what I mean. I feel like I ran on with that answer a little too long. Marvel said I have problem finding a Q50 in NY to finance and use any advice. There's Q50s all over NY, bro. Maybe right now they're not selling it, but they're gonna be popping on the market. Um, but my honest advice would be just wait, bro. They're everywhere. I don't understand how you can't find a Q50. Joseph, like your channel, like you talk about maintenance and also talk nice things about Infinity. More talk about the big Q. Well, the QX50, the QX80 to me, that platform is just too old. It's too old. It's the Armada. It's just a nice Armada, and it's just been Infinity Nissan has just literally repeat has just literally made some of the same cars for the last 15 years. And I think it's time for them to change. That's it. It's time for them to change. Give us something new, something beautiful. Give us some nice red seats. Give us something a little not a little different, different. Um, okay, let me see. The EcoBoost don't last. Whoa, EcoBoost. I'm gonna leave that alone. Glad I have a 10K, 100K trend. Okay, Stinger. Yeah. Well, what's going on, One Gun? Check out One Gun's Auto Garage channel. He has a Kia Stinger, man. Ben, what up, man? What test pipe manufacturer has better results in not throwing air to fuel ratio code? As of right now, John, I really can't remember, but it's usually, excuse me, it's usually companies where they have the extended oxygen sensor plug, and that's really it. They usually it's like a J plug, so it'll come out and then it will swing over. That's just usually ones who have less likely chance. If you really don't want to deal with it, just go with a high flow cat. Just go with a high flow cat, and you don't even have to put that little extra thinking into that. That's what I would recommend. Because the difference of high flow cats and test pipes is only between what 2 to 5 wheel horsepower. Really, it's really minimal. But I get that you want to get every squeeze out of it. Whoops, no, I didn't ask anything. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, Boost? Question: have you got any info on burger tunings? No, I actually do not. I don't have any information on EWG connectors. Pretty much, guys. Garcia is asking about what is it? External wastegate connectors from JB4. So from what I read briefly, is they came out with these connectors that connect to the wastegates, and that the JB4 allows you to close the wastegates to get to build boost. Pretty much, you pretty much confuse the car to be like, let's keep these wastegates closed so we can keep the boost up. The reason being is what happens is we're on the JB4. You're running off the stock tune. So if it wants 15 psi at 4,000 RPM and then 6 at 6,500, you gotta live with it. You gotta live with it. But these wastegates connectors, they allow you to actually change, confuse the wastegate to actually continue to remain closed or close to close, which means you get to keep and hold boost, which pretty much necessarily should continue to make you faster, because you're running more boost at high RPM, like tune guys are. But I don't know. I haven't seen anybody who really tested this out yet, other than Burger Tuning, and I really haven't looked into much information about it. All right. Let me see, guys. Give me a second. And all right, have you considered swapping out the infotainment for a Tesla screen? Yes. At B Scott, yes, I have. I recently got rid of my NAVIKS unit, And I do like the Tesla screen because this one screen is really nice looking, and they went through a few revisions now that I think they got it right. But at about $1,000 for that unit, um, I'm a car guy. I like buying parts. It's just I like performance parts. So for me to throw $1,000 at a Tesla screen, it's like, yeah, it's $1,000, man. I don't know, man. I'm cheap. I'm cheap, man. It's a little too expensive. And those units used to cost about $600-700. I don't even know how they even got to 1,000 now. It's crazy. What up, Boostinmotion? Okay, yeah. So I answered that question. All right, cool. Let me see. Install them. Okay, you say you recently installed and know how to treat it. Yeah, I have no. Garcia, I don't have no information on that. Hey, Boost. My question to you is: I found an affordable 2018 3.0T Sport all-wheel drive, but it's been salvaged, which on Google means it probably was totaled. Should I buy it? It's all fixed up and everything. By the way, huge fan of your channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Aaron. I would, if you have access to the VIN, put the VIN number in Google Images, see if it pops up, because you kind of want to know where it was hit. It's just kind of nice to know where it was hit. Also, definitely check auto check and Carfax to make sure that, guess what? Well, you don't even have to use Carfax. Sorry, you can use vehiclehistoryreport.com. Vehiclehistoryreport.com. I usually use that because it pretty much gives you the same information that Carfax and AutoCheck gives you, and just to kind of have some more information about the car. Otherwise than that, as long as they're giving you a good price on it, knowing it had a history of salvage history, I don't see why not. That's all. That's my opinion. Also, on top of that, I'm not too positive when it comes to cars that are totaled. Do you still get manufactured warranty? That answer I do not know. Because I would hate for you to go get a 2018, 2019, and then let's say you run into an issue with the car and you take it in and like, well, the car has a previous salvage history and we can't warranty it. So look that up. Look that information up. Maybe I'll look it up too after this because I never really thought about looking into that far, and it just popped up in my head. Um, okay, 1 second, guys. I'm just going through. Okay, Boost, enjoy the content from it. Thank you, man. There's more. Appreciate that. Okay, thanks a lot. They'll be selling it for 18K. 18K is not too bad. 18K is not too bad for a 2018 320 Ford. That's crazy. You're saving about at least $5,000 to $10,000 if you pay 18K for it. So I don't see why not. But yeah, you guys ain't got much questions. Alright, it's cool. I mean, we hanging out on a Sunday, so once again, the people that are watching, I made this live today to, of course, to help you guys, give you information that you want, need for the Q50, Q60 community. Love it. I love doing this, but also I gotta keep selling to you guys. I made this live to just be honest with you guys about what's going on in the world, and that that yeah, I am just some black dude from YouTube, that I really am out here trying to help people. I really do care and love you guys because I never thought I would even have a YouTube. I always try to always find a way to give back to people and give to people somehow, some way. I was a relationship coach, money, help people with their financials. Uh, I just like helping people. I love talking. I like talking and engaging with people is what I love to do. I love doing it. It's just that even what's going on in the world with the COVID, it made me upset because I like meeting people so much that, and knowing that I had meets and stuff set up to meet you guys, then I couldn't do it anymore. It made me feel like I couldn't even interact with you guys, and that's what pissed me off. But as long as you guys' families are safe and we're all gonna beat this, we'll get past that. Now, what's going on in the world? Like I said, I'm just some random dude, black dude, but to be honest, it does affect me, and it is heavy on my chest. I have love for all cops. I have love, no matter whatever color, race, whatever. I don't care about that stuff, man. I judge people based on their character, who they are, and how I interact with them. I give people respect first. Until you deceive me and you disrespect me, then you know, then I'll change. But at the end of the day, I love that I'm here to give you guys the information, and just to honestly, I genuinely, honestly, I'm just appreciative of you. I'm appreciative of all you guys that watch, hit the like button, comment. It's heavy on my chest, man. Not a lot of people know what I've been through as a kid, or even growing up as some random black dude from Brooklyn. It wasn't easy to get here, but as at the end of the day, I don't let it be my anchors. on what type of person I try to be in the world. I don't let that my past dictate my future. I just try to keep pushing forward and move forward with it, and that's why I love you guys so much. I'm just happy that I could find an outlet to be able to give you guys the answers that you want and need when it comes to just the automotive world, because this is one of the places where I gotta say that I enjoy being. I enjoy being in the car community because it doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short or you're transgender. Doesn't matter. I know I met somebody who was, kind of, trends. And I'm no disrespect to them, but it was cool. Like they were into cars. Like it was just so cool, and I love that. I met women that are into cars. No matter what, it don't even have to. They don't even have to be in the Q50s. They could be into like Ultimas and stuff like that. That's the baby mama car. But I'm just appreciative of it, man, and I'm appreciative of all you guys. This is a community that I really do enjoy, and that's why I want to stay in it. I want to stay in the Infiniti Nissan community. I'm not saying Acura is bad, or Lexus is bad, or BMW is bad. I mean, we can all go back and forth with it, but the car community is amazing, man. There are a few bad apples. There are a few people who don't like other people just because of their skin, which is stupid. But that's the world we live in. But it will get better. We will get better. Because I love you guys. You guys keep me moving, man. And I just wanted to make this video today to just address that I have a lot of heavy weight on my chest, but I love you guys. Regardless, I don't care what you did. We all make mistakes. But as long as you want to get better, I'm here for you. That's all I'm saying. Now, let me get back to the questions. Okay, well, okay. Hopefully, did I answer his question? Yeah, I did answer his question. Okay, boost content. Okay, I've been planning on to call Infiniti and ask about warranty on my 2019 Red Sport rebuilt. It's at 12K miles now. Yeah, yeah, Stallman. I don't see why not. It's a simple question. Maybe you can look it up on Google and they'll just give you the answer. Um, I don't see why it wouldn't, because but then I could see why. If you got into an accident and you come back and say, "Hey, my turbos are bad," and they say this decide to look up the VIN and said this car was submerged in water. I mean, yeah, So I could see them denying it. Victor, we love you too, bro. Damn, I appreciate that. Yeah, Stu, what up? Nah, Acura's trash. Yo, Christopher jumped in and was like, "Nah, man, Acura's freaking trash, man. Get that out of here." If Chris, I don't know if he was in the chat before, but I spoke about the TLX a little bit, but we'll talk about it quickly. I like how the new TLX look, but I think it's dead on arrival. What I mean by dead on arrival is that the interior and exterior is nice, but it looks like the same Acura TL that's out now. The Acura TL right now is good looking, but it just looks like they just did a facelift on it and gave it a twin turbo. Oh no, a single turbo V6. It's supposed to be a single turbo. That's it. Like that's it. So I think the car is dead on arrival because once it comes out, it's already gonna look old. It's not revolutionary. They need to make it like, wow, this car is amazing. Like, that's what they need to do. Honestly, in my opinion, that's what they need to do. It's nice. It's what they did with the Q50. 2014 to 2015, they changed the motor. The car still looked the same. 2018, they did a facelift and they still had the twin turbo motor. It looks nicer in 2018, but it's not revolutionary. They need to fix that now. Anyway, let's talk about this new Z, man. Oh shit. Yeah, man. Boost Z with the Titan V8 or twin turbo. They're not gonna put the 5.6 liter in the Z. Remember, a lot of these companies have to abide by a lot of was it not pollution rules? Carb rules, depending on where they decide to sell the car. So if they try to sell a car like it's really strict. So that's why you only really have like diesels and small 4-cylinder turbo cars and stuff like that. So the day and age of V8s is pretty much gone, bro. It's gone. It's like gone. But they're most likely gonna put the VR30 in there. We all know this. We all know this. It's not. They're not. I highly doubt they're gonna design a whole new drivetrain for the Z. They're gonna just use the VR30 with better cooling, because they learned from the last 5 years of on the Q50 and the Q60. So they're gonna put in that car. They're probably gonna give it better cooling from factory, and I would hope they would give it 450 horsepower. Like if they make a Nismo Z, it should have 450 horsepower. That's it, because that alone will sell. Not a lot of cars you can just go and buy for under $40,000 or whatever with 450 horsepower, other than what, Mustang GTs. That's it. So now, not everybody wants to get an American car, you know. And if you want to get 440 horsepower, 450 horsepower from Germans, they're all about $55,000 to $60,000. I mean, you can get like an S3, but that's still like, or a RS3, but that's still like 40 to 50, $60,000. Expensive. So yeah. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Before I go again, love you too, man. I appreciate the Aaron, and happy that you're here and genuine friendship and the family, man. Last question: is there a way to get a hold of you if you ever need to? If you ever need to ask a question? Yeah, Aaron. I don't know if you're new to the channel, but I always say it on my videos. If you want to contact me, you contact me at boostinmotion on IG, boostinmotion on Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. Those are the 3 ways to contact me. I have a lot of videos, so people try to like answer questions in the comments on my old videos, and I can't keep up with that. But I can keep up with my IG at least, and my Facebook. Actually, not a lot of people hit me up there, but Facebook is pretty good to hit me up on. At Boost in Motion on Facebook, and Gmail. I always reply to the Gmails because not a lot of people still use email. Like, not a lot of people use email, so it's kind of good to talk to people there too. Um, but thanks, Aaron. I appreciated that, man. Very appreciative of that, man. Hey, Boost, how much more support and aftermarket option prices there be for the VR30 of the? Well, I don't think it would actually. It would probably just increase the number of companies that make parts. So, for instance, there's probably at least 10 companies right now that make lower downpipes, right? If the Z comes out, you'll have a bunch, repeat, a bunch of other companies, maybe even American Muscle might make lower downpipes for that car. You never know. But also that now that the VR30 is in Japan and the Q50, um, those Japanese companies are going to start making parts for our cars. But understand it's going to be a tax to have those cars shipped from parts shipped from Japan to here. So there's going to be a tax on a lot of those parts. I can see that there's going to be more blower valves kits for us, because right now it's really only the HKS ones, but other companies, including ADW1, was supposed to or will come out with its own blower valve kit. I wonder why they haven't yet. They said they were designing it. They said it in December. It's June, so can't hold our breath about that. I will see more companies making heat exchangers. Maybe another company will jump in and try to do what AMS is doing with the AMS fender tanks. Um, Maybe somebody might design a plenum just because no one has designed a plenum. So they might just say, you know what, let's just design an intake manifold for the VR30 just because no one did it, and just see if they can make some money. Um, I can see maybe a few other companies making their own upgraded turbos. I can see that happening too. Different exhaust systems, but yeah, that's about it. Maybe somebody will come out with cams, but that just sounds like a lot of work to do cams on a turbo car. Like, I don't know. I'm just not really into cams on a turbo car. I don't think it makes sense. But anyways, but yeah, good question, man. Let me see. When is the new Z coming out though, bro? Tim, what up, man? I don't know. If they usually when they reveal stuff, usually they were probably gonna reveal it regardless, and they're probably try to reveal it in this auto show maybe. But because of what's going on right now in New York City, the auto show is canceled, I believe, for this whole year. So we're not even gonna have an auto show. Hopefully they'll show it in 2021 and there'll be a 2022 model. But then there's a lot of cars getting revised in Nissan Infiniti in the next 2 years. So I consume in the next 2 years. Alfred, what do you think about the new Z will be priced? First thing, the new Z is going to be cheaper. This is my opinion, but the new Z will be cheaper than the Supra. I said in the video, fuck that Supra. Yeah, sorry for the kids around. Because I like the Supra. I really do. But it is a crossbreed between BMW and Toyota. Yes, I get it. I get it. All the manufacturers done, right? We get it. They collaborated. But it is a $50,000 BMW Toyota badge. I'm just saying. But the Z, if you look at pricing and everything, they're gonna make it competitive. It's probably somewhere around higher 30s and to maybe mid 40s. I can probably see a $50,000 Nismo version. I can see that I can see a 450 horsepower or 470 whatever horsepower Nismo version Z, because they'll probably put the GTR brakes on it, and they'll probably give it a differential. They'll probably make it like just better. I can see the car being around $30,000 at the cheapest. Like I said, it'll have that 4-cylinder variable compression ratio motor. That'll probably be like the 4-cylinder. That's the cheaper version that you can have like at Hertz, or you can rent out, or people who just want the look of the Z but they don't want the VR30. And I VR30 being like 400 horsepower, maybe 180, I don't know, but 400, and right around that 30. I'm just assuming based on the prices of what I see with the Z now and comparable competitors. 1 second, guys. Let me speed this up. Are you gonna get the 400Z? Oh, Craig, what up, man? I want to get one, but a Q50 is, wait, what? Feel like having the same thing and go okay, G70 and 400Z, cool. Q50, hope the Genesis a Hyundai Throw 3.5 cool. All right, so good question. I've talked to enthusiasts about this, and to be honest, he said he would get a Z. Enthusiast POP. Because, it's a Z. Why not? In a way, wherever I am there, then I'll make that decision now. My mother told me, you'll cross that bridge when you get there, right? So, I would want to get a Z because it'll be great to have the content. I'm already ahead of the game in the performance and everything. So I'll just hit up AMS. Hey, give me a tune. And I'll go to the companies. They'll probably use the same lower down pipes. They'll just have to design a different exhaust. So, and that car has its own lineage and history. So I know a lot of other YouTubers are just gonna jump on that new Z. They're gonna jump on it. Like, what's his name? Vehicle Versions guy. He had got the Toyota Supra, and it's like he already had a following, so they'll just jump on the Z. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the new Z because everybody wants the clout cars. People, I saw this quote the other day. Shout out to my boy Stretch. He reposted on Facebook. It said a lot of people get cars for attention. And I was like, wow, like I never really thought about that. A lot of people get cars for attention. It makes sense. You get a Ferrari because you want that attention. It makes sense. So, but in the automotive world, that's what sucks, because do y'all really, some people who are in this Nissan Infiniti groups, they love this brand. Yes, they're enthusiasts of this brand. They like jumping into this community saying, wow, this Z is so dope. It comes with 400 horsepower and a VR30. And I'm like, bro, I had that in my Q50 from like 2016. Like, this is nothing new. Like, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to throw some downpipes on it. I'm like, we've been throwing downpipes on it for the last 6 years. Bro, like, oh, I'm going to get a tune. Bro, we already made 600 wheel horsepower on it. It's nothing new. So I would end up getting it. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there. It was a rant. Okay, perfect. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Aaron. With the police all occupied, would there be more racing in the co? At Richards, to be honest, I really wish we could do that more. But New York City still sucks, and there's not a lot of places where you can find empty room. And I don't know about you, but people don't want to be home more. And I'm not only talking about New York City. No, people have been in the house on a $1,200 check. No disrespect to anyone who's watching. Everybody's situation is different. So I'm trying to be respectful here. People have been in the house almost 2 months, states unemployment, or the $600 check that they, and or the $600 check they're getting from the federal government. People are ready to go back to work. We're Americans. We want to work. We want to go out there, get this money. We got dreams, we got hopes, there's places we want to visit, but we want to protect our families. But I don't want car stuff, man. And I know you feel the same way. Y'all feel the same way. Y'all want to do car stuff. You want to do something. And people can't sit still anymore. It's getting warmer outside. The levels of the cold is coming down. We want to return to some kind of normalcy. So hopefully I can start doing some Mexico runs. There was actually a quick rally today with Mod to Fame, the group that he has. I chose not to go because, to be honest with you guys, I don't want to deal with cops in the sense of speeding. I have a really good driver's license. Yeah, I sped before and got tickets, but as you get older, I guess you get a little bit more responsible, and I just don't want to deal with high insurance premiums. I don't want to have to deal with going to court, and I'm probably not going to be the fastest one in that group because I saw nothing but 720 McLarens, and if a fast group of people are going, I'm one of the slowest ones, so I'm gonna get picked off. So I just chose not to go. But hopefully in the future, once everything starts to have a little bit more normalcy, I can hook up with. I'm supposed to hook up with JMC Rides. Love the dude, really good. I like enjoy watching his videos. He doesn't mind me racing his C8. He has a Hellcat. He said he doesn't mind me racing that either. It just makes content. There's a lot of other influencers and YouTubers over here in New York City that I've been watching. I haven't sent them DMs or hit them up yet, but I've been working in the back trying to make sure that I put myself in a good crowd of people who are doing what I'm doing and gain some kind of relationship with them and just start making content. Plus, you guys know that I want to change these turbos. And unless I'm on E85 on stock turbos right now, which I'm not gonna really win races. I'm not. I'm not gonna win races. So the upgraded turbo is gonna allow me to actually compete with a lot of these high horsepower cars and give you guys freaking content. So it wasn't built overnight. The pyramids definitely weren't built in a year. So we gotta take our time. Damn, I'm ranting today. I apologize, man. I apologize, guys. I was looking into getting a F10 535 for a while, but the 3% makes more sense. Well, at Christopher, I like 535. It was I think be the N55 in that one. But they still have issues till this day. That's why I don't really like those cars. They're nice cars. I just don't like them till this day because they still have issues till this day. Like they never made reliable coil packs. Like you really would go through injectors. It's like you have to put a lot more work into that platform. The B58 platform seems like it's way more promising. Can't wait to go and buy. Have you recommended a good year? I wanted to get a 2014. Well, that Moody, it's really up to you. Remember there's two powertrains we have. We have the 3.7 V6. That's more of the workhorse reliable mode. And you have the VR 3.0T. That's a twin turbo V6. It's not going to be as reliable, and it's going to be a little bit more maintenance that's going to go into the VR30. But it's up to you. But if you want a 3.7, I would recommend a 2015. And if you want a VR30, I would even recommend the first year. Um, I would recommend, but if you can find a 2019, 2020 for like a good price, why not? Because I know that they changed the turbo somewhere around those years. They went with a new revised turbo, so I would assume those revised turbos are better in the sense of reliability. But this is my assumption. I'm just some random guys know from YouTube. Um. Okay, yeah, I understand that. Okay, cool. Boost. Does Infinity have a good future for this tech age? Um, to be honest, I realized that not only Infinity, but most of the Japanese companies are very old and dated on their infotainment and technology. Infinity used to be one of the leaders of technology 15 years ago. Not with us. Like, I don't know who did it. I can't be mad about it. I did remember buying some Infinity stock. Lost a little bit of money, but not much. Not much. Nothing crazy. It was going on. But um, honestly, I don't know what they can do that would be revolution. I don't need hand gestures when you go like this and it'll play the music louder. I don't care for that. Honestly, I want to go back to something a little bit more traditional, things such as knobs and buttons. I think it works. I think we're trying to open our car too much. I believe that we shouldn't really have Facebook updates on our cluster. Like, why am I getting Facebook updates on my cluster? That's just more of a distraction for me to cars. It's like people are less engaged with the road and more engaged with social media. And I don't really like that about a lot of the new pictures. It looks nice. It's a great idea, but to be honest, it's not. It's dangerous. I don't think it's. I got rear-ended in my work truck because some dude was looking at his Facebook updates. Like I saw him in the this and rear my work truck just because of that. Stuff like that. But anyways, all right, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna answer some more questions. The labor cost to install your turbos. Well, it depends on my shop is gonna take care of me. It's a friend of mine of 15 years, so I'm not gonna the price everything on gonna take care of me. But he charged I think $90 per hour And every job has a certain amount of time it takes to do it. So let's say it takes 16 hours to drop a motor. You're just 90 times 60 dollars, 16 hours, and that's usually the price they'll charge. Some shops charge I think 110 to $150 per hour. That doesn't matter you for how long it takes to get the job done. So it could be expensive. When I talked to other shops, it was a little over $2,000 or $1,600, a little bit more, to swap the tools. But it's up to the shop. Um, Let me see, guys. Boost, what? Okay. Hey Boost, I got a 2014 Q50. Thinking about putting any RPF ones. Do you think VQ Garage have done that already? They've definitely put RPF ones on the Q50. I just have seen the regular alloy color. It looks good. I had a set of 19-inch RPF ones on my G. But what I got are cast wheels. They're technically cast wheels, very light ones. So if you go with a really thin sidewall tire, you may run into crack in the wheel. That's what happened to me. I cracked 255 to 245 inch tire. 245 inch sidewall, 46 tires on it, and it's still cracked and bent. But Brooklyn has some bad roads, but that pissed me off because I bought those things brand new. So I've had these wet sports for probably 2 years, and I have a 40 a series sidewall, and I've driven everywhere with them, and they're not bent. So I would say is you can find a good quality wet sport or maybe more of a forged material wheel, go with those because the RPF ones are nice, but they didn't take. Let me see, dude. Damn, you drive all the way to Mexico a few times. All right, let me see, guys. Bear with me, guys. Do you think the Q50 Silver Sport is worth the extra? Have a regular Lux or premium, and you don't have, and you want to, let's say, get the 3.0 T Sport or a Red Sport. It depends. Right now, I wanted to get Q50 2016. You're gonna see them from high teens for like a premium or the base, whatever it's called. But if you spend another a few thousand more, you're gonna get the sport seats, paddle shifters, DDS suspension. You're gonna have the air oil cooler. You're gonna get the 19-inch wheels. It's really up to you. All right. You think that okay, cool thing. Hey, Boost, what do you think of the MVRP CATBACK exhaust? Brian, um, it's still used out of more of a cheap metal. Good price. On videos, it seems very loud, but in person, I know 3 people with it in person that I met, and it sounds good in person. It sounds good. I haven't driven with the car, but it sounds real good for that 3-inch exhaust. A lot of people recommend just adding some resonators if you can. All right, laggy. I'm lagging, bro. I'm lagging. I'm still lagging. Am I still lagging? Tell me, guys. Am I still lagging? Give me a second. Am I still lagging? Somebody write up in the comment. That's probably why some of you guys are leaving, because it's lagging. No lag on my end. Okay, cool, Vet. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you, Tom. All right. Somebody, okay, it's like... Yo, I gotta ask you guys some questions. Let me know something about you. Who's like your guys' favorite... Okay. Wait, he has a question. If the new Nissan Z is offered both manual and automatic and within your budget, which one would I choose? Richard, that's a good question. Hopefully I'm not laggy. Yo, you're welcome at VQ Garage. Hopefully I did answer your question. I just know I blew through so much. Okay, cool. Would I get a manual or automatic? Well, automatics win races. That's it. That's it. Automatics win races. That's it. John, what's up, man? What's up, John? But nah, I would have to get automatic because I know I would get the car, right? And I'm gonna do everything with it. I'm gonna try. If I was, let's say they brought that car out right now and I got it, right? I'm gonna throw NT05Rs on it, on some 17-inch wheels, and I'm going right to the drag strip. I'm gonna see what I can do stock. I'm gonna see what I can. I'm stock on drag tires. I'm gonna see what I can do JB4. I'm gonna see what I can do tuned. I'm gonna see what I can do upgraded turbos. You guys get what I'm trying to say here. So That's why I would get automatic. People like to see fast cars. That's why the Supra got so much hype, because it's like, because they took it to the track and they saw that it was 3,300 pounds, single turbo, and it could break into tens. It's easy with just basic modifications. That's fast. So I'll do the same thing. That's it. Manual. I would love to get a manual, but to be honest, no. No, the margin for error is really high. Even though I'm gonna get a manual, I'm trying to get a manual for the G37 Coupe, because I want to do something else with that car. That car, I want to like drift. I want to take it to an actual road course like Poconos Raceway and things like that, and actually open the car up, because that's kind of what that car was built for. It was supposed to be sporty like that. I believe this Q60 that we have out now is more just a luxury coupe cruiser, you know. So what I think about JNC wheels. That's just like any other more budget branded wheels. Just make sure with any budget brand wheels that you just get the proper tire size. A lot of you guys like to put 225, 35, R19. That is too thin of a sidewall. But if you're bagged, I get it. You're bagged. So you want nice thin sidewalls and just complete complements the look of your car. But I recommend try your best to always go with a decent sidewall, because the tire is to protect the wheel. When you have a thin sidewall, the wheels break. So when people sit there and say, yeah, these wheels are trash because you bought rep wheels, right? You look at it, they had 225, 35 on that wheel. Of course the wheel's going to explode like if it hits a pothole. But JNC wheels, I think there was one or two styles that they had out there, because they were usually rep wheels. I think they made a rep version of the what is it, the NT03s, Enkis, and I believe they made RPF1 reps too. They don't look that bad, but I wouldn't purchase them now. Maybe as like drag wheels, I would purchase them, but no, not me. Let me see. What other updates can I give you guys on the car now? As of right now, everything's still technically closed in New York City. We're supposed to reopen June 8th, even though we're going through what we're going through right now in the world, which is crazy. I already spoke what I said about that at the start of the video, so if you guys want to know about my sentiments and what's going on in the world right now, how I feel and how much I love you guys, you could just watch the end of this live, the start of live. But we're supposed to return back to some kind of normalcy June 8th, and hopefully the DMV starts to open, because once the DMV is open, now I know I could purchase the car and register it. So that's when I'm going to do a lot of hunting for a G37 Coupe. I'm looking now, and people are selling their car, but I'm not going to buy a car that I can't register. Also, on top of that, once it's open, then I'm going, this Q50, once I get the second car, this Q50 is going right to my boy's shop. Turbos are getting changed, putting in the killer chiller, may get a lightweight drive shaft. I'm still on the fence about it, and a few other things to the car. Then the car is going to go to the body shop. The front bumper needs to be changed. I have a dent in one of the rear quarter panels, like really bad dent from an accident, and a lot of bad scratches on the car, a lot of bad ones. So the whole car is going to be buffed and redone and painted certain spots. Then the wheels are going to get refinished. I still want to get the wheels refinished. I don't know what color I'm going to get them refinished with yet, or if they can even just try their best to keep it super black chrome, because the process of making super black chrome is extensive. So not a lot of companies actually do it, but other ones do. So I'm still doing my research there. While that stuff is getting done, I'm going to have the G, and that's when I'm going to start, doing little stuff to it. But to be honest with you guys, I really just want to boost the G, like immediately. If money does me right, I just want to boost it. Just go right for it. Reason being is, I want to show the world what tuning is. When it what it is. It's nice that you can go. Listen, shout out to all the YouTubers, because I don't want to think everybody think that I don't like Mopar. Love Mopar. Is it still lagging? All right. I love Mopar, right? Love it. But it already came fast. If you want to buy a fast car, you got a Mopar, because you want to go down the drag strip. But to me, you bought it built, and then you modified it. That's okay. But when you could buy something and make it fast, I respect that. So when I see these 800 wheel horsepower Civics, I'm just like, what? It's amazing. It's a lot cheaper too to build a Civic to go fast. Way cheaper. Their pistons are so much cheaper. compared to like let's say other auto manufacturers. So I would love to get the G 6-speed manual and it make 500-600 wheel on stock block and keep up with a lot of current day fast cars because that car would get a lot of respect, and I would love that. Anyway, let me see what the questions that were in here. Um, okay, in the Q, an auto makes much more sense, but in the Z, manual and dual clutch, you know they're not gonna put no dual clutch in there. They're not. Auto manufacturers are moving away from dual clutches. Reason being is it's more wear and tear, and the transmissions could break more. Literally, that's why the GTR was having so much problems. I'm having pure turbos installed this month. That's what I'm talking about, John. John's gonna have pure turbos. Oh, they actually changed their prices recently too, but I don't know why they're offering two tiers of turbos. They have their base level tier like 2200 and they have their top level tier for like 3700. I don't know why they do that, but hey, it is what it is. Hey Boost, I wanted to ask you something else. Some people rebadge their Q50 as Skylines or 350 GT. What are your thoughts on that? Laugh aloud, thanks. It's a Skyline, bro. Q50s are Skylines, not GTRs. They're Skylines back in Japan. So I don't have a problem with that. The whole 350 or 370 GT is very confusing to me, but Skyline part, I don't see why not. That's what they're sold as overseas. I'm getting a 2017 Red Sport. What mod should I get first? Give me some advice and thank you. Thank you, Going. I appreciate it, man. You all, thank you for hanging out with me on chat. For the Red Sport, it's the typical modifications. Lower downpipes. I would recommend Megan lower downpipes. A CATBACK exhaust if you're choosing, if you would like one. Intakes, I believe at this point, intakes aren't really necessarily required, but I still like AMS intakes. Next would be heat exchanger. You can go with AMS heat exchanger, Mishimoto, Burger Tuning. There's a good amount on the market out there that you can actually choose from. And finally, a tune. That's it. Get a tune. Look into AMS. You actually have what's his name now? Racebox. You have B Tune Performance, and you have a few others. Am I lagging, guys? Am I lagging? Hopefully not. But also remember with old tuners, it's not the parts that make the car slow. It's some tuners still don't really know what they're doing. So my recommendation when it comes to tuning with anyone that watches is I look for two things when it comes to people who tune cars. One, they own that car. That they own that car. Because if you own it, you practice on it, you make it good. Two, look for a company that also owns that car and makes products for it. That's it. I've noticed that tuners that don't own that specific platform or make products for it, or tuning companies, usually they're not as good. Their tunes aren't as good, and I realize that. That's it. That's my honest opinion. No, you're not lagging. Okay, thank you, man. If you want a drag race, why not get a Fox body Mustang and built VA? I saw a used Chevelle with slips in the nines for 15K. Well, John, the way I look at it like this, John, I love this platform. So if I want to buy a fast car, I can just literally just go get an M5. Literally, just go jump and get an M5. Because M5s right now, was it 2018 M5 with a basic JB4? It's like a 10.5 car with a JB4, everything else stock at the track. That's insane. That's just a JB4. With tire and an actual tune, you got low 10s. There's people in 9s with upgraded turbos on a M5. So, that I always get that people do say like, yeah, they want 600-700 horsepower or whatever, but if you want a number, then just go to a platform that has it. So if you want 800 wheel, just you could just get a Hellcat and get it done. But I like this platform. I'm not coming at you, John, or anything like that. It's just a lot of people, sometimes it's because of that argument with what Eric Flores did with his white Q50. Some people didn't like the fact that he took his money and he built the 3.7 and pretty much said he wasted his money. No, it's his car. And now he's at 800 wheel. He's the fastest Q50 on earth. The fastest one. I mean, he doesn't have the numbers yet to say he went to the track and did this or raced a lot of fast cars because he still continued to build the car. But not a lot of people could sit there and say they have 800 wheel. That's the same amount of power as AMS's Q60. So if he races that car, he'll probably be just as fast or faster. You know. So, but one car is mainly for drag strip. But anyways, you know what I mean. So no, okay, not sure if you said it before, but have you seen any difference since you put in an expansion tank? At Craig Solomon, to be honest, yes, it's more consistent, but it has gotten hot out here recent. So once the cooling gets hot, it gets hot, but it still takes a while. So I say it's still a bit more resistant. But I want you guys to know, I got the cooling tank that goes in the fender, not because I was like I just need more coolant to the system. I got it because I'm gonna pair it with the killer chiller unit I'm gonna install in the car, so that it can store 2 gallons of freezing cold coolant, and that will continue to go in the system. I'm gonna have to purchase a second water pump for the cooling system though, because knowing that it has so much fluid now and only one pump, I just know that it's going to be a lot harder for the system to flow the coolant around. So I'm probably going to get a second pump. I do want to get the AMS one, but at $500 it is expensive, when I could just buy a used pump from eBay for 200 $150 and just use that and have that wired up. I can do that too. So, and some people have write-ups about it. I saw on one of the Q50 QCC groups, they actually did that with the OEM pump. So I'll probably consider doing the cheaper method, because $500 for a water pump is still too expensive, even though it's plug and play. All right. What's the best mods you recommend for the G37S? Evans, it's the usual. Test pipes, CATBACK exhaust. Remember with test pipes, they usually give the bees in the can noise, and you may run into check engine lights. So if you don't want to deal with that, get with a high flow cat. Intakes, I would recommend there's a few you can choose from. Takedas are really nice. I had Takeda. You have the STILLEN ones. You have Engine, and then you have Z1 Motorsports and Admin Tuning. Those are all the intakes that come, and they sit right behind the grill. I would recommend those intakes. And then get a tune. I'm just talking bare bones stuff here. You do a lot more with the car, but that's the bare bones. Pretty much test pipes, exhaust, intakes, and a tune. Did you see the guy on the bottle with upgraded turbos VR30? Amir, I'm not too positive who you're speaking about. You gotta tell me the YouTube name or the car maybe, I might know, but there's a few people who did bottles on VR30. It's just that they don't have enough attention on them yet. But it could be done. Just like any other car. You can put any other car on bottle. Doesn't matter if it's forced induction or not. Hey Boost, I called Infiniti dealer. They said I could put my MBRP exhaust and get the uprev tune, and my warranty will still be on it. Do you think that's true? Um, that's weird. I've never heard of that. But you said uprev, so I assume that this is an older model. 3.7, or is this the VR30? Bad Brian, excuse me. What's the killer chiller system? Amir, I came out. Oh yeah, I never really came out with a video about it. So anyway, if you have a VR30, Q50 or Q60, we have heat exchangers on our cars. These heat exchangers is what keeps which cools down the air charge from the turbos. Usually most of us, we add in a heat exchanger to add more coolant to help keep our charger temps down and keep it more consistent. So the killer chiller runs off the AC system. So what that means is now the coolant will go into a little device with different plates, and the refrigerant will damn near freeze the coolant, and that will cool the whole heat exchanger system down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Why is this good? Reason being is if you live in 100-degree weather, you will never have hot air charge temps because the coolant is 32 degrees rather than 90 to 100 degrees. So you would have better performance when you get on it. You should probably have better fuel economy, and the car would just be more lively. The car is literally breathing way cooler air, and pretty much you can have damn near boost weather all year round. And it's about the same price as an AMS heat exchanger. AMS heat exchanger is like $700-800. The killer chill is like $650, $700, depending on how you want to start building it. But that's the bare bones kit. So I don't know, man. Would I recommend the Killer Chill yet? I can't recommend it yet. To you guys, I still want to test it out. But I don't. If I had to do it again, like let's say if the Killer Chiller was out and I was gonna buy, knowing that I wanted to do performance, I would probably have bought the Killer Chiller way back then. But before it was way more expensive for a Killer Chiller. Brian, it really depends on the dealer. Some will let you slide, some not. Yeah, I really didn't answer your question at Brian. I wouldn't recommend, man. I wouldn't even have asked them, but that's just me. Or G25 good dailies. That's pretty much an ultimate motor, bro. But I don't see why not. I don't see what could be really the problem with 2.5s, but I'm not really familiar with that motor that much. I know it was in the Centras and everything like that, and Ultimas, but I've just never been a 2.5 fan. If you know, never owned that motor. Okay, here's a 3.T. Okay, Brian. So I get what you mean. Oh, okay, Ubrev in Austin. Okay, that's kind of nice. If they can do that, Brian, I don't see why not. If it's the local dealership and you have a relationship with them, I don't see why not. G37 IPL plus force induction. I regret selling my G37 IPL for less than what I've put in the Q50. I could have boosted my G and loved the car. At John, you're right. Like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't have boosted my G because I really didn't like it that much. I had like beige leather interior. I should have got black leather interior. I liked it way more. And I didn't get the color I wanted. I either wanted white or red or blue. I mean, black. And I got like that lakeshore blue. So I didn't have as much love, affection for the car, the way the car looked. But to be honest, if I was to do it again, or let's say I had the 3.7 Q50 right now, because I had it before. Knowing what I know now, I would probably have boosted the Q, but I would have still ran into the transmission issues everybody dealt with. So I don't know. The G though is a lot more affordable, and it seems like it's way easier to like navigate it. But that's my opinion. How does the Killer Chiller affect your AC system? How often you refill it? It's just like the AC system. You can have the Killer Chiller on running all the time if you want, or you don't have to. You can have it off. It's still a passive system, so the coolant will still run on around do your heat exchanger regularly. You just don't have it on, no running. There's also specific valves you can have on it to have it where it runs to the car and the Killer Chiller, or just to have it run to the car. It's just like any type of plumbing. If you guys are into plumbing, it's different valves and gate valves and everything like that you can use to pretty much direct on the coolant. Not the coolant, refrigerant goes. But I don't see why it would be a problem because as long as the refrigerant isn't leaking, you're okay. You just gotta probably put more refrigerant in the system because of it, though. All right. What's up, bro? I get M2 next week. Took your advice and went with remote tune. Drew, that's good, man. That's good. Just be careful where you remote tune. You know, you gotta find some empty roads and empty strips. Moncef should definitely take care of you, and the car's probably gonna feel a lot more lively. But if the car still feels weird about anything, always send him another dialogue. Say, "Yo, the car just feels like it's shuddering at idle, anything." But Moncef is pretty good. How long do you plan on keeping your Q50? Would you sell it for the new Z? Nah. At MR Turbo, what's going on, man? No, I'm not. I'm keeping my Q50 unless I crash it, like or something, or someone crashes into me. But I'm keeping the Q50. I do love this car. This car is what made the channel. So I will do a disservice on selling it. You know, a lot of other people, I understand that they might have gotten tired of this platform or they just move on to different projects, and that makes sense. You know, I'm not mad at them. But at the end of the day, I have love for this car and I have love for this channel. And in my own opinion, I would love to have, like I told you guys, if I had a garage right now, Q50, G37 Coupe, and GTR, I would have those three cars. That's it. Because I can give you guys content on all three of those motors, from the VR38, VR30, and the VQ. If they drop the new Z, then I'll probably would sell the G, because then I can't have all those cars. It won't make sense. But also because that car would bring a lot more attention to the channel because I have a lot of information for the platform already. I'm already the type of guy who gives information out. So a bunch of other YouTubers would get the Z and they'll just be learning about it. They'll be like, oh, this has this and this has that. But I'll actually have the information. So people would value my videos because they're like, well, this guy has race videos with the Z, but he's not teaching me anything. But this guy knows everything about it and racing too, so I'm gonna go check him out. You know, but that's what I would do. All right. RS Downs now have the DDS compatible coilovers worth looking into if you want to retain DDS. John, I'm very confused on if it actually changes the ride comfort though. Um, of the coilover shop. That's what I'm confused about because technically they could just throw a resistor in there, and the resistor could pretty much trick the computer to think that that it's reading, if you know what I mean. Um, Boost, not sure if you know, but people are swapping VR30 transmissions in 3.7. Better options for the AT guys instead of buying a built 7-speed. Yes, add me MR Turbo. Yes, recently, was it Infinity Brothers? But it's been a concept going around now that people are pretty much upgrading to the 7-speed automatic out of the VR30s rather than the regular 7-speed because it can handle more torque, more clutch packs, better torque converter, for those reasons. And it's relatively cheap rather than going with a level 10 transmission, which could be about 6 to 8 grand and still being shitty. So that's what a lot of people are ended up doing. The IPL has the exhaust suspension and every option includes LSD2. Well, it's kind of fake LSD because once it starts warming up, it pretty much turns to open diff. But regularly drive around town, yeah, I have to fart. At 7'9", man, I gotta fart too, bro. I'm holding my shit in. Ah! Are you getting the Killer Chill Universal Kit, or someone making them specifically for the VR30? At Shadow, Killer Chiller is they already made a kit for the Infinities like 2-3 years ago. Jeff, I don't know if you guys know Jeff, but Jeff Goodwin, he actually was the first car with it in the community. I believe from talking to him recently, he said he's thinking about making his own kit and selling it, I think, under some other company. It may seem like it's gonna be cheaper, but I already paid for the Killer Chiller, so I'm gonna go with the Killer Chiller. So, but once I found information about his kit, I'll definitely let you guys know because I like to give you guys the cheaper options always. Always like to give you guys the cheaper options. What's the website? Killer Chiller, bro. RT turbos versus turbo per turbos and Y. At VZ. Oh yes, it does. John, okay, Stole, okay, cool. SPL, okay, cool. RT turbos versus pure turbos. I don't have the RT turbos on my car right now, and the pures I don't have in my car at all. Numbers wise, at this current moment, you can only go off the facts. And like to sell facts with you guys. So, at this current moment, the fastest queues at the track are RT turbo cars. The fastest queues. Just want you to know that are non-shop cars. The highest horsepower cars are pure turbo cars. But I think Joseph, he was re-dynoed at he made like 582 to the wheels now, to his rear wheels. But the RT turbos are doing like 600. So it's up to you. It's really up to you. I would love to give you more of a why, but the price difference is a big difference. You have RT turbos, which are about 2250 or 2350 or something like that, and you have pure turbos, which are right around 3700. So you have to pay another almost $2,000 just to get a little bit more power. But they're saying they're compatible making 700 wheel. I don't know. Right now we're not at 700 wheel yet. We're not there. Definitely not there. Let me see. Will the catch can always be worth it, or is there any age or mileage where the damage has already been done? At version, that's a good question. In my honest opinion, if you're gonna have a finance car, why not? Just do it. You're probably gonna have to, if you have a higher amount of mileage and if you have a lot of carbon buildup, at which directed ejection cars do, you're gonna have to probably do walnut blasting regardless. But if you want, just take it in inspection to any shop that can actually do this type of service for you, and have them inspect it and see if there's any real buildup of carbon. If there's really no buildup, then just add the can. That's why if you're gonna own the car, why not? RT only has one-sided open up, and Pure has both. I mean, as John, okay, maybe I should get a little bit more detail, John. I'm sorry, man. So RT Turbo only changes the cold side turbine, and that's it. It keeps the hot side turbine the same, so it can still spool it quickly, but it just changes that. Pure changes both wheels, so it won't spool up as fast as RT turbos, but you should have a slightly better delta. So you should have peak power hold for a lot higher. You'll have higher wheel horsepower, and peak power should be with at higher RPM for a little bit longer than RTs. But that's up to you. You know, at the end of the day, I still think about it like this. Still more money I have to spend for a couple more wheel horsepower. I'm not trying to be the fastest car out there on earth. I don't. Like, that's it. I just want to, at this current moment with my build, the next thing is, once I get the RT turbos in, right? Tuned on 93. I would like to make between 490 to 510 on 93 fuel. If I can make between 490 and 510 on 93 fuel with my upgrades, with the killer chiller, with the AMS fender tank, with 2 pumps, not boosting motion, a burger tuning heat exchanger. If I could do that, I'm fine with it. And have a nice broad delta, I'm fine with it. If you guys want to shoot for power, then you start messing with E, you can do that. I may consider messing with E because once I have the second car, then I can take risk and start running E on this car because I can still go to work because I have another car. But we'll have to see what happens there. You know, you never know. Once I get there, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. If you know guys what I mean. Um, I have everything stock on my 2015. What is the first upgrade you suggest? And for performance. Well, if everything's stock and it's not much modifications you can do on the 3.5, 3.7, like I stated early in the video. Usually you do test pipes, CATBACK exhaust. They only make Takeda intakes, and you get a tune. That's really it. Test pipes, CATBACK exhaust, Takeda intakes, and a tune. There's really not much. Let me see. Hey, what's going on, Diamond? You're welcome, Version. What up, man? All right, so hey, Boost. I have a silver sport loaded down there before. It's a lease, so I'm not gonna do too much. Where I live, it gets hot enough. So thinking about a heat exchanger. Should I do a BMS or? That's up to you, man. When it comes to money, the Frozen Boost 118 is a little bit smaller than the BMS version. So it's up to you. What you can do is go with the Frozen Boost one, right? Because if it's affordable, you want to keep everything affordable. You go with the Frozen Boost one and keep the stock heat exchanger in. So it'll go through the stock heat exchanger, and then it'll go through the Frozen Boost, and then it'll go back to the motor. That way, you'll have dual pass. You have one pass through OEM and second pass through the BMS, the Frozen Boost. You can go with the burger tuning, which is pretty good because it has the extra mount brackets. But sometimes we want to save money, So that's my recommendation. They're very similar in size. The burger tuning one should be a little bit bigger. Diamond, what up? All right, let me make sure I answered everybody. Hey, Boost, thanks for the content. Have a 19 SS, JB full of the pod. Okay, I answered that already. What's up, Boost? After careful thinking, I'm not dropping no more money into this platform. And okay, let me see why. The tech and transmission is just out of date. Other platforms are able to tune their cars and equal. Okay, it's okay, and I get it. I understand. It makes sense. I'm not gonna ever force anybody to modify their car. You don't have to. Like I said earlier in this video, if you want a faster car or you want a car with more tech, then you just go to that car. So some people want 800 wheel. You're not gonna get that in this platform. So you go get a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Some people want um, what was it, crotch rockets? You go and get an RS3 because those cars are freaking fast. So yeah, it just makes sense. I'm never one to like beat up people because they're like, what, I'm not wasting any more money here. It makes sense. So it's up to you. Then they enjoy your car. If not, if you're leaving, then sorry to see you go, man. But as long as it's your money, and I want you to get a car that you enjoy driving. I enjoy driving my car. I really like driving my car. I really wish it had rose red leather interior as an option. I really wish that I got the black headliner, but it stinks. But yeah, man. Okay, turbo swap is very labor intensive, so why not get pure turbos? To me, sounds silly to spend money on labor. Lack of grasp on the pure 540 wheel. John, what I'm gonna say is, I hate to keep saying this little birdie stuff, but little birdies have been telling me that people push for those higher numbers, if you know what I mean. So a car could do 540 wheel on 93, right? But they did it in 40, 50-degree weather. They might have pushed it to 24, 25, 24, 24 to 25 psi peaks, you know, just for that one run, just so they can be like, boom, here, look at that. I want something that gives me reliability. It seems like everyone has pure RT turbos, and they're still running. They don't really have much issues. Pure turbos are new to the market. Yes, they know what they're doing. They do it our market, but they know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, I just don't see the added cost. And remember, if my channel was, let's say, not I don't say my channel. If my view rating was a lot higher, which makes me I make a lot more revenue, I would have went with the pures. But I made a financial decision: 2200 versus 37, 38 at that time, and yeah, that's a big difference for me. You know, my friend that owns a shop in Long Island, he's working with the channel. He's actually a sponsor of this channel. So he's already working with the price for that motor for the motor turbo change with me. So that's why I'm not really too upset about it, because I have a friend that actually does this work every day. He's a speed shop. But for other people, still money is a thing, you know. And now that just me changing turbos while everyone is unemployed just feels very weird to me, because it's nice that I still have a job. It's cool, but a lot of people really don't have money to even pay for their rent or money for food. So I'm just happy that I'm blessed to still make content for you guys, and I'm just very appreciative of that, you know. But I never take it for granted that you know what's going on in the world right now and everything like that. But anyways, let me move forward. Bear with me, guys. I'm a little, you know. Okay, I have a question, Boost. About 2010, car has been sitting for 2 years. Why? Drove it and the transmission started slamming into gears, and then I got into fourth gear and then pulled back. Ooh, what can cause someone told me that it needs to be reprogrammed? Just swap the motor, bro. I mean the transmission. Then just maybe the transmission fluid was never changed. Maybe it ran into issues. Maybe not be software. Maybe the transmission just went bad. You know, I don't know if you bought the car new, but maybe the last person just didn't take care of it. So maybe look into just doing those transmissions should be relatively cheap. Change the transmission, and then you can start driving the car again. But I wouldn't know what caused it, other than maybe they just didn't take care of it. Like you said, you have to switch platforms. Having a M340 as well is a night and day difference with tech and Yeah, man. Like I said, imagine just a tune and downpipe. Shaking my head. Can only imagine the next 5 years from now with cars and tech. What's going on, Vlad? What's going on, man? I posted twice. My bad. Okay, cool. Um, Yo, and it's the same thing. The M340 to me, no disrespect, is a lateral move, right? I'm not saying everyone's supposed to go get faster cars, nicer cars. No, it's a lateral move. So like, if you went to an Acura TLX, lateral move. You just went to the next competitive brand. Right now, 340s are, to me, the the car that everyone is at the top of this group, because it comes with a decent transmission, really good transmission. Comes with the B58, which is really good. It's a BMW, so you already know BMW technology. It's a good looking car, and it still has launch control. It's really quick. Like I don't see that as a problem. Um, that's it. Infiniti just doesn't give it. It doesn't give that refinement, as I would say, with the BMW. But at the end of the day, yeah, some people do have a cheap release rate. Some guys I've asked, they say they pay right around $500 to $600. You know, if you want to option it up, $700, $800. But some people are getting their red sports for what, $440 a month, zero down. You can't. It's like the pure versus RT turbo argument. You know, I went with the more affordable car. That's it. But if you can afford it, I don't see why not. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be on here for another 10 minutes with you guys. I know I don't have as much energy as I have earlier, but for the people who are watching, once again, I want to say thank you. I appreciate and love you guys so much for just hanging out with me, and you know, just for subscribing to my channel. Some of you guys came in just to watch me for like 5 minutes, see what's up, and then left. I'm appreciative of that too. I'm appreciative that you guys just hitting the like button, commenting, it's just good. It's dope, and I'm glad I'm here to give you guys the information that you need to learn about the platform. A lot of you guys are OG Infiniti Nissan head like me. Some of you guys are just coming to this platform. Some of you guys have never had a turbo car. This is my first turbo car ever alone, so I'm learning as I go. Um, but I'm just appreciative of you guys just hanging out with me, man. And I thank you and I love you guys so much for that. And I hope you guys, family and friends, are safe. You already know what's going on in the world. It's different right now, but I have much love for you guys. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care about your height. I don't care about your gender, what you're into. I don't care. That stuff is not important to me because if you're generally a good person, I love you, and I'm gonna give you respect because you're human. So knowing that moving forward, man, just know that I just gotta keep saying that I love you. You'd be surprised. This is a space of men, most of us as men, and you'd be surprised when another man says, "Yo, bro, I love you, man. That's great what you're doing." We don't give that love to each other as much as we should. Period. And that's what I'm trying to do. But anyways, you guys got me for another 8 minutes. But the person that told me that used the work at Nissan and he used the Nissan dealership tech scan in the car told me that updated. Oh damn, that sucks, man. Mark, I'm sorry I don't have the information on that, man. You just told me something brand new. Never thought about that. George, I just bought a Corolla hatchback. Obviously not a fast car, but I want to add some mods. Any suggestions? You gotta look it up. Well, it's a Corolla, bro. My best recommendations. All cars have it. They all can decat their car somehow with some kind of test pipe or high flow cat. There's probably an intake out there that you can purchase for the car. I don't know about tuning though, cause I gotta be honest. Toyota's not doing what Nissan Infiniti's doing. There's enthusiasts there, but not as much as the enthusiasts in Infiniti and Nissan, bro. So you're gonna have to look around and Google that and see what companies are out there and has support for your car. But thank you for being on the channel, man. I did the level 10 fuel upgrade, pure turbos by 20. I only plan to tune the car 1890 psi. Okay. So I get that part, John. I get that part. Old man's right now. Okay, old man, like, okay, well, all right, bear, all right, cool. I'm colorblind. Some people actually really are colorblind. A few people I met. Okay, yeah. I already answered his question, George. Does the big bore high pressure fuel pump benefit the car even if it's on 93? At BZ, the big bore fuel pump is only it only benefits 93 guys because it stabilizes the fuel pressure. That's it. It just stabilizes the fuel pressure. But on 93, you're really not going to run into fueling issues other than when you have the highest amount of torque, usually fuel pressure drops because that's the most demand that you need for fuel. But otherwise, nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even purchase that for 93. Or do you have to run E to get the benefits? Yes, the high pressure fuel pump is for E85 because with E85, you have to dump 30% more fuel. So you need more fuel pressure. And thanks, Boost. Always love stopping by. My Corolla got 40 miles per gallon on the highway. Should I keep it? Why not? John, why would you not keep it? Period. But hybrid guys, 3.5 hybrid guys are getting like 35, 40 on the highway too. Just saying. You guys got me for like 4 or 5 more minutes, man. Thank you, Vlad. Thoughts on a VR30 built motor? Only a few people I know, Vincent, Romir, have built VR30 motors. I don't see why not. If it's affordable, rod piston, rod bearings. I don't see why not. If you can afford to do it, then you know you don't have to run into any torque issues. I mean, where you might lose the motor. Then you can just you can get the pure turbos and run as much boost as you want. Thanks for the videos. This is the first turbo car I've ever used. Your tips are dialogue in my car queue. You got a Raptor? That's pretty dope, man. Moving back to Cali. Ah, man. Cali is going through a lot of weird stuff right now. But should I run Octane Booster? I mean, Octane Booster could be kind of expensive over time if you keep purchasing it. But get the car, if you could get the car tuned. Well, you said if you can get the car tuned on 91, I don't see why not. But you usually have to run a little bit less boost on 93. With pure turbos, I'm also getting a high pressure, low pressure fuel pump. You got to. Because AMS dropped their bigger bore pump. I know you know what I'm talking about, John. It's expensive. But why not? You don't want to run into any fueling issues. That's one of the biggest headaches in this community. Fueling issues on the VR30. You want to make sure you can deliver enough fuel. All right, let me see. But yeah, man, guys. Any other updates? Honestly, I'm just still waiting for everything to open back up. Get the G, get the Q to drop the turbos, the paint, the bumper, get the wheels redone, do some modifications on the G. But yeah, you guys made it to the end, so I might as well say it. So, um, whenever I do get the G, I may only keep it for a certain while. Reason being is I just want a lot of work to get done to the first car. But second, if that second car doesn't bring in much views or content, I'm gonna probably get rid of it because it's gonna be, another build, and I don't want to add another build to the channel unless it's bringing revenue for the channel. I do want to give content on the G37, but if it's not hitting, then this doesn't make sense. Right now, I really want a second car because I'm gonna do more to the first car, and if there's ever an issue, I want to still be able to get around, get to work, and do what I gotta do in my regular daily life. It's better for me to buy like a Maxima for like $1,000 and have that as my beta card rather than have a $5,000 to $7,000 G37 that's not even bringing no revenue for the channel, if you know what I mean. So when I do bring the G, if you guys are watching, just always hit the like and comment on that. A few more minutes. Bro, how come you can't do donut even with the both traction control off? Uh, Donuts reason being is we have an open diff, so it's gonna always suck. Open diffs just suck. One tire fire, you can't hold the spin properly. The car is just, that's it. You need a proper LSD differential for you to actually do donuts properly. Pretty much. That's why. And been a Nissan addict. Got rid of my SR20. Got a VR30. Just bought a VG30. Wow, you taking it back. Shaking my head. Too much projects, man. Smear, you got a lot of projects, brother. But much love, man. SR20, man. So after the G, yeah, that's it. I may not keep it if it doesn't bring enough views. I'll try to hold in. Hopefully, it's going well. Um, and yeah, hopefully in the next 2-3 months, this channel goes through a lot of. And for the people that's watching, I had made a goal of hitting 50,000 subscribers by August 1st. I knew I wasn't gonna get there, but you gotta aim high with things. Don't 10x it. I think that's Cardona says that stuff. You gotta 10x it. Aim high. Even if you don't get there, at least you got close. So we're probably gonna hit 25K subscribers by August 1st, and I'm just appreciative of anyone subscribing to me and anyone who saw the value in me and my channel, and I'm just very appreciative of that. Last questions, and I'm out. How's the Q50 going? At CGN, Q50 is good, bro. I have to change the turbo soon because there's a slight oil leak, but not as of right now because everything's slowed down. Lockdown was the time to put the Q in the shop, just taking time to get it to, okay, blah, blah, blah. LSD is very important, especially in road drive. Yep, definitely. What's the fair price for adjusting springs? I'm very confused about a fair price for adjusting springs. I don't know what that means. So sorry, man. Hopefully you tie it back. I don't know what that means. Adjusting springs. But yeah, guys. That's really it. I don't really have much other surprises for the people who live in Texas. Hopefully, I can visit Texas soon once everything opens back up and COVID is way down and there's no riots and stuff like that. Because I will meet a lot of you guys. I don't care about your color. I don't care about your gender. I don't care about none of that. I have respect for you guys no matter what, and I have much love for you guys. And I've been through my own trials and tribulations as a black man in Brooklyn, New York, and I've moved past it. And I want us all to move past this. The car community is a great community, and no one cares about your color here, at least from the people I've interacted with. So hopefully you guys got some kind of message from my videos today. I hope that my channel continues to give you guys all videos and everything. I just hope I can help, and I want to continue to help. Period. Um, and at CGN, yes, I would like to get a GTR one day as a third car, and is $1,000 fair for all? I'm assuming that you want to put in springs or coilovers. If you want to get coilovers and install them in the car, that's fine. You can adjust it. $1,000 to put in lowering springs is ridiculously too expensive. Pretty much. But guys, I'm out. I'm very appreciative of you hanging out, checking in. I should have a video dropping to tomorrow and hopefully during the week. Guys, always hit the like. Hit just show love and respect, man. You guys have been helping this channel so much. Without you guys watching right there, there'll be no boost in motion. So guys, have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Please stay safe. Hug your family, hug your friends, and just paying forward to somebody, man. Do something nice. Do something nice. Tell your brother you love him. He'll probably look at you like you weird. Tell your sister you love him. They'll look at you like you're weird. Tell your mother and your father you love him. They'll say they love you back. Thank you, guys. You have a good day, man.